Hello. I'm going to pick up where I left off the other day with Going to Wings, in the middle of chapter 1. The apartment I went to that day after the telling was the one I had moved into after my divorce. At the back sliding glass door facing the street, I had set up TV trays and filled them with blooming African violets, a flower that I seemed to understand. They bloomed in many colors: pink, purple, white, red, lavender. I knew how to break off a leaf from the older plants and root it, the new baby leaves sprouting beside the mother. I knew to cut off the mother when the fuzzy baby green leaves reached the size of my thumbnail. I knew how to wean violets, yet I had never learned how to wean myself. In the 7th grade, I had loved Mrs. Matthews. I waited for the times when she called me to her desk, when I sat beside her and smelled her perfume, her soft powdered cheek and her red lipstick close to me, when she directed the class in an oral reading of Rudyard Kipling's If. I was enthralled as I followed the rise and fall of her delicate arms, the closed eyes, and the look on her face of being lost in the poetry. I was a 7th grade girl, wearing an ugly permanent wave and cat-eye glasses, totally in love with my teacher. When, at the end of the year, she moved away, I was heartbroken. I lay across my bed and sobbed as Mama stood in the doorway and said, "What's the matter with you? She's your teacher. She's not your mother." I dreamed about Mrs. Matthews for years. Each time when I awoke, I cried with disappointment that we were not together again, merged as one, the way we had been in my dream. It became a dream within a dream, so that I thought, this time's for real. This time it isn't a dream. That night in my apartment, I began to throw up. I took off my teacher clothes and threw them into the corner of the room. While it was still light outside, I put on a red t-shirt and crawled into bed. I sweated. I tossed from side to side. I ran to the bathroom and leaned my head into the toilet, again and again, my knees digging into the floor. Guilt was a black shadow with webbed bat wings that enveloped me, its fingers twining around my neck and choking off my breath. I retched with dry heaves, and my tongue was dust. I reached into the bedside table and took out my King James Bible. I turned on the lamp and let the Bible fall open. It opened to Psalm 139. A Bible would naturally fall open to the Psalms, I had learned in the Baptist church, because the Psalms were exactly in the middle. As I read, I began to cry harder and harder, heavy sobs that came from deep inside, that hurt my chest as they came. I heard my voice wail, a sound that seemed to come from somewhere else. O Lord, thou hast searched me and known me. Whither shall I go from thy spirit? Thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. My substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret. Thine eyes did see my substance. Search me, O God, and know my heart. All night I pulled God to me and pushed him away. I begged him to take away the horrible feeling of shame and sorrow. I saw my mother's anguished face, and again I felt the words, "I am wrong, I am wrong, I am wrong." By morning I had promised God that I would never kiss another woman. I hung my head and cried with grief for the loss of the soft lips and smooth cheeks that I would miss. I would take back my words to my mother. I would break Ellen's heart as well as my own. I would change myself. I would not be one of those women that my mother despised. I would make the choking feeling of guilt go away forever. It was 1975, and I was 28 years old. For the rest of my mother's life, she and I never mentioned that subject again. My life was divided into 2 parts, before and after the telling.